little bit of different thing here. There you go.
All right. Hey, welcome to King of the Deep live here on Wednesday night. Sorry, we've had technical difficulties. We've had to push it back an hour, and we still are not fully capable of doing everything we had planned on doing, but we're going to go live nonetheless because we said we were. But we had a nice video set up for tonight that we were able to do from our StreamYard software, but nonetheless, we weren't able to get that working. So we wanted to jump on and go live, and hopefully you guys have had a good weekend. I am Steve. This is Katie, and we are just going to recap this past weekend, talk about the event, talk about our upcoming events at Top Trails, and yeah. Sorry we couldn't be on at 7, and we had a lot of stuff that we were going to put up on the screen, as you guys have seen in the past with our lives, but it just didn't work out. But hey, that's okay.
Nope, some sort of technical issue with the software tonight, so I do apologize.
I hope it's working now.
But we did want to still just get on here. If you're on here, say hey. We can't do all the fancy stuff we usually do because we're having to do it from our phone tonight instead of the computer as we typically do. But share it out to your pages. Hey, Tweeter. Share it out to your pages and get some people on here commenting and everything. That way we can maybe I can do this. Let's see here. What does that do? Does that do something? I don't know.
On the screen, I think.
We'll see. So we're playing with this a little bit different. We've never done this off of a cell phone before, so our apologies. But we did want to get on and just kind of talk about, we haven't done a live in a while as far as our regular recaps, but we wanted to talk about this event that we just did. We're officially entering our summer break on the series. So we are done until October for the series events. So we're sort of, I would say, a little bit more than midway through now. And we just wanted to talk about how awesome this last event, stop number 5, was at Elton Road Bud Park there in Jackson, Mississippi. That is Tweeters. He's the man over there. Him and Jessica are the owners. And it was just such a fantastic park, such an awesome weekend, really great holes, like the whole 9 yards. And so I loved it. We took our kids because it's summer break, and the park, it's like 800, I can't remember, it's somewhere between 800 and 1,000 acres. They've got like a river, the Pearl River, that goes around it. And it's just such a really amazing, family-friendly park to ride in. I can't say more awesome things about the owners there and how welcoming they were to us. How much they made us feel right at home, even though that is the farthest that we've traveled for the series so far.
Yeah, it was. It was a long ways. And I tell you, we're very proud of the fact that we were 12 hours and 30 minutes, according to the GPS. And you guys know that turns into 15 or 16-hour drive. But we were very proud to make it down there to Elton Road Mud Park and have such a great turnout for our racers. I know there was an issue with the train. We were brought that to our attention after we were done Saturday. So there was some people that were not able to get in for Saturday right at 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock, I think is around the time I was told that the train had blocked the entrance. So they are working on that so that you guys know for future events, they're going to make sure that does not happen again. But without that, in our control, that was the only thing that we could really say that we had any issues at all. And obviously you guys have seen some of the things on the internet, but so far as our standpoint and the race and everything that was in our bubble, we had a great day, and we obviously had to address some things, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the video. But what a great weekend, great turnout. Yeah. We're extremely proud of that. So, and Tweeter and Jessica should be extremely proud of how well the park looks, how great the preparations were. And sometimes we show up to parks and it's not always is prepared and is well prepared for us, but they were. So we appreciate that, and they deserve a pat on the back for that.
I love to talk about it because, the blessing of what we do is that we get to travel
Thank you, Joseph. Yeah, we had a great time too.
We get to travel so many, so really all over and go to so many places that, that we would not have the opportunity to do if it were not for King of the Deep. And so it's fun to get to go and experience parks of all sizes and all kinds of, just different in different town cities, different, some of them are more mountainy, some of them are more mud, but this park was just absolutely beautiful. And you can tell that the owners do pour a lot of themselves into it. Like down to everybody, the locals that are there, it's a big family, it's so welcoming. And then down to just like the races, like Tweeter was, running up and down, like cheering on everybody, whether they're racers, like big time racers, or whether those are his local boys that have never raced with us, or probably never raced anywhere besides the park. It was just really.
And he was our
cool.
recovery guy. He worked the whole day, either out there recovering or working with whoever he had running the equipment. So big shout out to them. And we could not do this without the park. So at the end of the day, racers put on the show, fans come in, and without those ingredients, this wouldn't work. But the racers really did great showing up this weekend. The park did a great job. And of course, as always, King of the Deep did a great job. I feel like with all of our staff putting on a great event. So big shout out to all of our staff.
Yes.
Billy, Jamie, Rachel, Mitchell, Dan. I know we had some help from some people putting up, and just such a group effort. What's going on, Linkus? Sorry we missed you, man. But
hey, Ashley,
we definitely missed you. Hey, Ashley, we appreciate everything.
I'm gonna tell you what, Linkus, like if there was one to miss, I would say, I don't know, like it was a great park, great people, like. What an amazing lineup of racers that we had from North Carolina and above to Florida to Texas, like all over, But I will say, your thighs are thanking you because it was a long, hot day. And we know it was a lot of walking and a long, hot day and some very, very, very hot weather. We ended up running out of water. It was just crazy. It was.
I'll say we had
almost 200 races.
A lot of runs. We started, you guys, at 11 o'clock. Obviously, we started at the Bounty Bowl way before that. What's going on, Dave Applegate? And we did miss Jonathan. But what I was saying is you guys, we started early in the morning. We went all the way. Our trophy presentation was at 7 o'clock at night. We started racing at 11 o'clock with the kids. And so we had an awesome day of racing. Kids started, and we finished the kids a little bit before 1 o'clock. Got the King of the Deep national anthem started at about 1:15. And that's just a great day of racing right there when things go as planned. The holes were unbelievable. Again, I can't tell you how much time, effort, and energy went into those holes. And I think it showed. We had a very challenging hole this weekend, and there were absolutely no skims that I saw anybody make the hole. Now, there was a lot of good effort, good tries, but our hole stood the testament of time, and Tweeter and his team down there at Elton deserve the credit for that.
Yeah. And, I was, okay. So like, here was like kind of the thing about the holes with this event. So we booked this event, and they were going to have, they had planned in their lineup this year was they were going to have Average Joe's, and they were going to have us, and they're going to have Battle of the Builds. Well, everybody, knows that didn't quite work out. Average Joe's had the Memorial Day and other stuff going on. They were going to try to reschedule anyway. So we thought we were going to be the second big event, there. And so I was kind of like, oh, I can't wait to see, because we'd never been to the park. I was like, I can't wait to see videos and like see kind of what the other one does before us, but then that didn't really pan out that way. It just didn't line up. So we ended up being the first one. So we really had like a blank slate. It's different when you come in after somebody who's been, already designed and everything sort of, and you got to see what you want to tweak to change it up. But we really, Tweeter went to Steve and was like, you tell me what you want. And then Steve gave him the blueprints, and did he deliver? He delivered.
Yes. And that's one thing, every park that we work with, I've been doing this for quite a while and have some good blueprints that I've drawn up over the years. And being as that's so far away, I couldn't go. And that kind of makes me nervous sometimes when I can't go to these holes and look at them and see what we're going to do. And you guys know why. The holes really determine a lot about whether that day is going to be a fairly quick day, or you're going to be there until midnight based on how the holes are built. And I tell you, that small tire hole was extremely challenging. The way that we did it this weekend, we kind of staggered the unlimited and some of the other holes. But man, the entire day was action packed. Racers put on a great show. Fans were there in attendance from 11 o'clock in the morning for the little dirty kids all the way until 7 o'clock. And I got to say, to all the racers that were there and all the fans that were there for our awards presentation, the trophy presentation, that means so much to me. Throughout the day, I know it's hot. I know people are ready to go home. I know that the racers and everybody want to get loaded up. But, that trophy presentation and everybody being there, it really means a lot to me. So thank y'all for being there.
Yeah, we try to do as quickly as we can. I generally will try to sort of keep up with everything as we're going. I've done it different ways. I've tried to have a laptop out there. It gets overheated, anyway, so it's all paper and I try to keep up with it, but with almost 200 runs and going boom, 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 we just, I needed a little bit extra time. So thank y'all for giving that to us. And the only person that couldn't make it was Seth, and his dog had a medical emergency, but I checked on him today and the doggy's all right. So we're all good. But yeah, hey, Dave Applegate, good to see you. Good to see you.
We definitely want to. We had some graphics and stuff that we were going to put up on the screen and talk about the winners. But do you just want to quickly kind of tell everybody we have put these online? We had some awesome social media content providers there this weekend. We've had a great response, and a lot of people have tagged us. So we would love for you guys to continue to tag us, and we will really do our best. Yes, I did sharpen my crayons for this one. I had Tinsley impressive with me, so we all crayon together.
John, he had more than a 10 by 20 tent. He had this huge stage that he got to sit in the shade on this time. Don't you worry.
Yes.
But we were it was good. And let me say, because I know Ashley said that earlier, she was like, that kid's hole was no joke. You were not lying. So those kids, and it's kind of neat, like as we progress through the season, we make the kids' holes like a little bit more difficult.
Yes, they are more difficult. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but yes, Ron, there was 187.
That's right.
Total runs that were signed up for at registration. Obviously some of those were forfeited, but at the end of the day, I think we had about 145 or 150 actual runs that ran through the bounty holes. So, yes, Luke and all of the Davis family are ready for more bounty holes. What a show. I'll say this while we were on the live. We post our content daily. Thank you to Rick Merckx. And at first, when we first posted a couple of the kids' videos, I wasn't sure how they were going to do so far as, traction content-wise. But man, have they blown up. Those videos of Luke have almost 1 million views.
Yes.
And there's 2 separate videos of him that have well over 1.5 million combined. So awesome. And we love to see that. That's for sure.
Because who doesn't? I mean, yeah. The kids are adorable. I love the kids. And nobody else is really doing that. Now, I know Megan has had Teach 'em Young and everything, of course, but that's a little bit different. Those are for, I would say, kids that are more intermediate. But we've got like the mini mutters, which is like the true beginners, right? Like, right. You don't get any more beginner than like a 4-year-old, out there on a 90. So like, it's just really special and heartwarming and, anyways. And so I love it. It's one of my favorite parts, and the internet loves it too, apparently. But yes, It was a star-studded event. Let's talk about, I'm not going to do the little kids. We did put the winners up. I will say I've been working on the standings this afternoon. I've got everything ready to load except for like all the kids, all the Honda, the women's, the small. I just have to finish up the medium and the unlimited. And I'll get those all loaded onto the website tonight before I go to bed, I promise. So if you don't see it tonight, just check the website in the morning. It'll have all of the official standings for every class for all the for this race, and then all of the points updated, so you can see where you're at overall now and everything. So, but I did want to just quickly, we put it up on our thing, but I wanted to just give a shout out to our winners. So small open first was Grayson Drake, second Josh Milstead, third Greg Davis. Small NA was Grayson Drake again in first place, Landon Lee in second, and Brinley Wake in third. Medium was Hunter Barnes in first, Mr. Jeff Stroud in second, and Kyle Shirley in third. And the Unlimited was Joseph Cordell in first, Shane Carey in second, Braxton Langston in third. Then we had our women's was Brinley Wake in first, Fonnie Davis in second, Mia Scarfoni in third. The Honda side-by-side was Tony Rayburn in first, Paul King in second, and Adam Rillman in third. And then Honda IRS was Brian Baxley first, Candace Baxley second, Seth Hilton third. And Honda SRA was Amy Jackson first, Tristan Smith second, Dakota Clemens third. That is 8 classes with 3 podiums each. That's 24 podiums, and there was only 2 duplicates on there. And I mean, so
Grayson Drake.
that was Grayson Drake and I think Brinley Wake.
So,
I mean, that
is
was just
some
incredible.
really, really great competition, racer participation. We couldn't be prouder of everybody from North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Texas, Mississippi, Louisiana. I think there were some people that came from other places, but that is just truly something that we're very proud of.
Ashton, if you want to send us a message, we can definitely talk about it. We've got sponsorships for the series, which is basically like annual sponsorship for King of the Deep as a whole.
Yep.
And we do have had people in the past that have jumped on midway through the year. And so we can work something out that's like prorated for that. And we also have like individual event sponsorships. So we definitely, if you want to work with us, we want to figure out a way to make that work. So just reach out to us.
And we would love to speak with you about that more. And, our sponsors are what drives our series. The racers put on the show, and the sponsors are the reason that we're able to do it. So we would love to have anybody that would like to discuss that with us at any time. So we have our sponsors across the bottom, and we mentioned those several times this weekend, but we couldn't do it without our sponsors. So thank you to them again.
For sure. Let's see. Yes, we do try to have something for everybody. And then, a lot of our events, we hate that we couldn't do the drag racing. It just wasn't,
Oh, yeah.
man, y'all. And I put up the picture, and I don't think the picture really did it justice how wet it was. And yes, it probably, I'm sure, especially as hot as it was, it probably did dry out by Saturday night. But as most of you guys that race with us know, those are some long days. And I'll tell you what, we didn't get done packing up from the bounty hole until after 9:30. So it just wouldn't have been time for us to, and we were worn out. I know you guys know because you're out there as long as we are, but it is rough and tough in that heat and trying to keep everything going and handle everything. And
I'll tell you what, they worked on the track trying to get it where we could race on it.
It would have been great.
And, they deserve a little bit of credit on that for trying so hard. And even Saturday, before it rained on us, like Friday or Thursday, we were still pushing to try to get it for Friday night, even though it rained every day that week. And then it rained that one last time. And it was about 6 inches of water right there on both lanes, all the way through the pit and starting area. So,
but hey,
we wanted to, we tried, and we definitely have it on the agenda to do it again
sometime.
We'll do it again soon.
But the knockout race that we did, which was kind of like it was a knockout race. So we call it the knockout because it was like, heads up, bracket style, whoever wins advances, whoever doesn't gets knocked out. Right. So it's kind of like, I just kept joking. It was like a drag race with a U-turn.
You talk about that, winners of that. You have those?
I don't have it on me.
But yeah, we had a good time Friday night too, down there at Elton Road. We had a great racer turnout. We had naturally aspirated class, and we had Les and some other people that participated in that, and it was fun to watch.
It was fun.
Then I tell you what, that turbo class, we're gonna have to make sure we get real wide. Some of those people were baptized by dirt and mud down there at the
that was Tweeter.
Yeah. Hey, when he's turning and burning, sometimes you get a little bit of fire.
I know. It was like you're at SeaWorld. You need to like you're in the splash zone right here. So
they were definitely in
that was fun. But we didn't hold the biggest, best, and most important race of all on Friday night, which was supposed to be a foot race between me and him. Somebody got scared and he didn't want to race me, but
I'll do it. I'll do it if we can raise some money and all the winning goes to a good.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. So who's down for a foot race between me and look? But I will say I did a little race on my own on Saturday. I don't know if y'all have seen the video or not, but shout out to Gator Wader boots for keeping my feet dry.
Oh yeah.
But they do make my feet much heavier, and I definitely slipped and I went down hard.
I
That's all.
just want to know who saw the video of Katie getting wiped out at the bounty hole.
Yes, who did see the video? And look, let me tell you, I got bruises to prove it. That's just one of them, y'all. I went down hard.
Well, we didn't have to we had to worry about it, so she made it through, y'all.
And look, I did that. I don't know if you guys know, like, you're probably wondering what happened there was, but I just, we always do the backup stopwatches because anything can happen with the lasers, and we've gotten really good at it over the years, particularly Linkus and myself, because we do that every single race, every single run. And we're pretty much like right on the money. And anyways, I was trying to get that backup stopwatch for Braxton's run, and it was going to be so close at that time. Shane Carey was in first place, and I could tell that Braxton was coming in hot right at the same, like, hit the first berm around the same time, hit the so I was like, oh, this is going to be close. And so I was like, let me get as close to the end as I can to make sure it's 100% as accurate as possible. So I start running, and dang on feet got me, or I don't know, maybe it was a mud clump got me, and I went down, and yeah. So, yeah, Vito Jackson said I was trying to chase a turbo. Hey, I almost had him. I think I would have had him if I hadn't tripped, y'all.
Hey, in my mind, when I saw that video, all I could think of, like, as a boxer, down goes Frazier. But
But guess what?
Katie.
Listen.
She bounced up like she was on a 10 count, though. She was like, oh, see, I heard the one. I'm back up on the game.
And I got the time. And, yeah, and so that worked out good. And then Joseph Cordell came through not long after that. And he of course, he knocked all that time out of the water, and he took first place. But the second and the third, they were really close right there. So, but yeah, I was proud of those guys. So I just want you guys to all know how committed I'm out here risking my life for you, trying to get these backup times. There's nothing I wouldn't do for y'all to try to make it right. So Ron said $200. Is that for the foot race between me and Steve?
Oh, that's good. There's got to be somebody that'll match that $200.
So what we need to do is I need to pick a cause, and you need to pick a cause.
I agree.
And then we raise the money, and then we donate it.
Foot race.
And then
all I gotta say is Katie's the underdog. Don't y'all let her fool y'all from that video. She's the underdog. You make sure you put your money on me instead of Katie, okay?
I did the foot race without him. I'm telling you.
That was the foot race. I love it.
Hey. Let's both race the turbo. Let's get on either side and send somebody down the middle, and let's see who does better.
Yeah, let's do that.
If it was flat ground with none, I don't know, maybe I would have done better. But so anyway, so that was kind of the recap from that event. We'll circle back on that in just a second.
Boom, we got $400. That party said they'll match.
Yes.
All right, y'all. It sounds like we're gonna have to do it then. That's too much money that can go to a good cause.
Can we wait till it cools down? Let's raise the money for a couple months.
All I gotta say is y'all gotta come up with some more money if I gotta run right now. I went outside a while ago and tried to breathe.
Tristan said, "Don't pick Joe." No, he's off. He's no, absolutely not. Look, she said in a foot race, Steve wins if it is under 100 yards.
Hey, he knows. That's right. Boom.
Listen,
y'all, I told you
why, Tom? Tom, that's because he had to run away from you when he was a little boy from you chasing him.
Exactly right. If y'all know my brother, you know why I'm fast. But hey, and I'll tell y'all this story real quick. So if we're talking about a foot race, I should have some sort of maybe head of start or something, because I do weigh twice as much as Katie does. I know it might not look like it.
You have longer legs though.
But still, we're talking about weight class.
Yeah.
We're not talking about height. What's going on, Mark? How we doing, brother?
Hey, Mark.
But yeah, hey, we're gonna do it. We'll pick a charity for Katie, and we'll pick a charity for me, and we'll do it. You got my word on it. It's gonna have to be less than 100 yards. I can tell you that right now, because I got probably about 40 good ones in me. And that's about
Jamie, you're letting me down, breaking my heart.
That's what I'm talking about. Jamie has seen me and my agility.
It's really not fair because everybody already got like a preview of me.
I'm just telling you, put your money on me. If it's more than 100 yards, I'm more of a fast race. I'm not a marathoner. I can tell you that. I wasn't built for distance. I was built for speed.
Well, all right. So speaking of Mark, DJ Mean It, let's talk about where we're headed next. So like I said, the series is on pause now until we're going to pick that back up in October 10th through 11th, I think is the date, or 9th 10th through 12th, 9th through 11th, somewhere in there. That second weekend of October, that is going to be Fall Bash at Busco Beach. And so we're going to be back there, Beast of the East at Busco. If you haven't been to Busco before and you want to come, then it's a good park. It's always a good time. That's our home park. That's where Steve's been at since he's a little boy. We love Busco, so come on out. It's going to be a good time. But until then, we still have a lineup of several things. We've got our next up event. We're headed to Top Trails in Talladega, Alabama for the Ride for Autism event. This was the event that was supposed to happen in March, but it got rescheduled due to terrible tornadoes and bad weather in the area.
Oh yeah, it was bad that
DJ
weekend.
Minut's going to be there. We will be there. That is going to be July 16th through 20th at Talladega, Alabama, Top Trails Park. And that is going to have a little bit different stuff. We're going to do a kids race there, but it's not part of the Little Dirty Kids series. So it is
bounty holes.
The kids race there is going to be 15 and under. Same classes overall. The men others is still 8 and under, but we're going to do the single cylinder, the V-twin, and the side-by-side is going to be 15 and under. And other than that, I think all of the machine requirements and everything else is still the same.
Hey, we'll bring ours too if you want to, Mark. We'll have a fun, fantastic party.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Down, man. That sounds like a good time.
And then so that's going to be Saturday morning, and then Saturday afternoon we're going to be going over to Five Hills, and we're going to do a $8,000 hill climb competition. So we've got the stuff up about that. I know, Ashley, well, golly, I mean, but at least you have that baby out, because I bless you for walking around pregnant like you were at this last event.
Yes.
And then Friday night, we're going to maybe do a phone party. We're going to do the Boogie Bingo. We're going to do a guided poker run. So it's like $5 to enter, and then the winner takes all. We ride around as a big group and stop at all the checkpoints and draw cards, and just a fun time, a really good weekend. They're going to have all kinds of raffles. They've got some really, really cool stuff. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it yet, but some really good prizes at that event. So anyway, so we're excited about that. So that's
good time, good cause. That
is July 16th through 20th. Then the very next weekend, we're back at Busco Beach for Lake Fest, which is, I think, July 26th, 27th, that weekend.
Yep.
And that weekend is going to be the OG snorkel race across the pond. It is going to be the beach party as well. So that's always a good time at Busco. Then we are back at Busco Beach the weekend of August 16th, 17th for the Daisy Dukes weekend. That is also a beach party and water slide. And then that evening is a Daisy Dukes competition.
No racing that weekend.
No racing that weekend. Just Daisy Dukes competition. It's free to enter.
Lake Fest, there is racing, and Daisy Dukes, the only race is from the beach party to the stage for the Daisy Dukes contest that weekend.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
And then after that, the weekend after Daisy Dukes, which I think is like the weekend of like the 24th, 25th, 26th of August, we are headed back to Top Trails for Party in the Park. And we're going to get you guys more information as to exactly what we're going to be doing then. But I know that there's going to be some music and everything. I forgot to say it. Ride for Autism. We've got the 6ix9ine Boys performing Cotton Candy, Sweet and Low.
DJ Minut in the house again.
Yep. I know in August we're going to have some other performers. I don't know if that's been released yet, so I'm not going to talk about it. Then in September, we've got Busco Beach giveaway weekend, which more to come on that. There's going to be some really good stuff. Y'all are going to want to be there for that. I promise. There's going to be like some fun stuff happening that weekend. It's a giveaway weekend. Weekend. So that's all I can tell you.
Giveaway as in they're giving stuff away for the people in attendance. So make plans to be there with us that weekend.
Yes.
And any weekend on our calendar, we've got a huge year still ahead of us. So we're super excited, and we really couldn't do it without so many people supporting us. So thank y'all for all the support. This year's been amazing.
Yes, it's been a really fun year. We've had a lot. We've done excuse me. We've done so many events this year. We've added more on. We just released that a couple of weeks ago that we added the Redneck Mud Park event for November 7th through 9th, which is going to be stop number 7 of the series. And that is down in Punta Gorda, Florida, which is a great time, I think, to go to Florida in November. It's still probably going to be warm, but much better than July or something like that. So we're excited about that.
Yep.
And then we've got the finale coming soon. So we're going to hope to release information on that in the next week or two. So we are kind of getting that finished up here and getting those details out for you guys soon.
Hey, Mark, my dad is like 74 years old. He had his shoulder replaced about 4 months ago, and he's doing good. So, you being a young, strong young man should be
Strapping
able
young
to
man.
take care of that. No problem at all, buddy.
You'll be good. You'll be good to go.
Where's the spot for grand finale? We are going to make a big announcement on that soon, Ron. We've got to finalize
Where do
that.
you want it to be, Ron?
Yeah, you tell us where you
He
want
says
it to
North
be.
Carolina.
Ron's like Busco because I don't want to drive to Mississippi or
Texas or
Ron
anywhere.
has been, I tell you, Ron has been on the road. So inquiring minds do want to know for sure. But we are excited that there's a lot of interest in that final event. And we're going to make sure we put on a good one for wherever we are.
Mm-hmm.
But we want to let everybody know that this past weekend was a great time. We had a great time. The park worked so hard to make that happen. In this business, there's always going to be things that are out of our control. And we had a situation this weekend we're going to address. First and foremost, there was a young woman, young lady, young girl that was injured. She is okay. She had minor injuries in an accident that was in the park. It was not in the race area. It was out in the park in a camping area. And, very briefly, I just want to say that we are fortunate that we have parks that will allow us to come and put on these events and work so hard to make it such a good event for those that are there, for spectators and everything else. And we just can't say that enough about safety is our number one priority. We want to make sure that the spectators are safe, racers are safe, and the park did their due diligence and did their job. And, we always ask that people obey the speed limit, obey the rules. And we want to say that no matter where we are at any park, that's what we would expect out of people there in attendance and especially our racers. So we wish everybody the best. And that's really the only thing that we have to say about it because we don't know anymore. Really our job is there to conduct the race. And in our area where the racing and everything was, there was not any issue. I know there was some people that were getting a little too fast in that area, and we've addressed that. And we just want to make sure everybody goes home safe and enjoys the event the best that we can.
Yeah.
So, that's really all that we have to say about that on that issue.
Yeah. We want everybody to be safe and above all else. And then secondly, we need to make sure that everybody's doing their part so that we can continue to have these events.
That's right.
That parks want us to come and that we are able to continue doing this. So
that's right. And it's something that we've been doing this for a very, very long time. And, and we really do feel like that we bring a good crowd and we want people to represent us and themselves in that manner. And we really do appreciate the parks that let us come and put this on. And they did a great job this weekend of trying to manage the park with their staff and their security.
Yeah.
So otherwise, I can't say there was anything this weekend other than great time. We had a great time with the park, with the staff, the people in attendance, and even Saturday night at the sandbar was a great time. So,
I didn't make it to the sandbar, but I was recovering a little from that tumble. But yeah, Ron, I would say, I appreciate that. And I just think, like Steve said, we were running the race. I can't say one way or the other, but I do think that regardless, sometimes people, make mistakes, misidentify, but regardless, we all want to hold ourselves in a manner to where we can be good role models, no matter what the situation is that we're dealing with, of course. So, and I do think that I'm just glad that the little girl's okay.
And I'll say this, right. We're going to make sure that all of our racers have somewhere to test in the future. So wherever we go, I will have somewhere that we've got for you guys to do some test hits and tuning, because I know that that's important. So we definitely want to let everybody out there know that we appreciate the support so much. The racers that come and put so much time, effort, and energy in this, the parks that trust us, trust the racers, and trust your everyday rider to come to their facility, their park, their property. That means a lot to us as an event promoter, because without them, we couldn't do this at all. And of course, our sponsors, those we mention quite often, but they deserve that mention, and they deserve our business in order to continue to support them, and they will continue to support us. So we have a lot of things that we're already kind of putting our feet in the water for 2026.
Yes.
God, it sounds so weird saying that,
Yes.
but 2026 is looking like a great year too, guys. So King of the Deep this year is going to have a total of 8 series events when we now announce this finale. And I dare say that that we're going to continue to grow, continue to put on some of the best events in the nation. And I definitely appreciate the support from all the other series and promoters that's reached out, and we talked to them. A lot of those guys were there this weekend. We just want to continue to make this sport grow, and we need all those people involved to do that. So we appreciate everybody's support. All right, now, Daryl.
Yeah, and I know it is weird to be talking about next year. We're not even like done with June yet, so we're not even done. But I do have, we already have parks trying to book dates for next year. I've already got conflicts for dates next year, so it's a lot of stuff to juggle and figure out. But we're coming. We've got some things in the works for parks that we haven't been to yet that are going to rock your socks off, y'all.
Bigger, better, and badder.
And we're just excited about it. So so you guys just stay tuned, and thank you again to Elton Road Mud Park for having us this last weekend. It was an absolute pleasure and a joy to work with them. They both just fantastic people. So we appreciate you guys. And they are having their next event. I'm not sure of the date. I think it's the first weekend in August. They're having the Battle of the Builds there at that park. So make sure you go back and support the park, even though it's not part of our series. These parks that are willing to let us come and let entities like us come in, give them your support. And, if you just want to go ride there on a non-race weekend, give them your support, because without them, we wouldn't be able to do this.
Yeah, and shout out to the Average Joes for Shane Carey coming and racing with us this weekend. Shout out to Alan Booty and Battle of the Bills and those guys for reaching out and talking with us, and seeing what they can do to put on an even better show. So that's the name of the game. We keep getting bigger and better, and that's what everybody else is doing. The racers are doing. I know there were some things this weekend about protests, so we're gonna hopefully. I'm happy to go around before the race and measure tires if anybody has any questions. But now we're kind of figuring out the way that the King of the Deep rules are, and how we can run the classes to kind of prevent any overlap and all of those different things. So we really do feel like that we're putting on a great show, and you guys are racing hard and racing the rules, and that's what it's all about. So we appreciate it.
Yeah. And Ashley said also make sure we go back to the graveyard. That would be a cool grand finale. I love the graveyard because it's different. It's not everybody's cup of tea because it's a little bit more technical. But I love the people there, and Jerry and Mr. Leon, and they're both great. And
I gotta say this. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you.
No, I was just gonna say, that's like one of probably the smallest park that we do an event at. But I to us,
the crowd down there in Florida is great, and that's why we're coming to Redneck Yacht Club in Punta Gorda, because the graveyard and that crowd and the people and the vibe, man, that's a good time. Even though it's not a big place,
a big draw for us is the people that we work with. It is the crowd that we go to,
the vibe with the park owners.
Yeah, I mean, if nobody wants to go to work with a
Leon and Jerry are great people down there. But I'll say this. So I've seen a lot of the racing that's going on at Savage Trails, and how people say, well, man, we really love that Savage Trails race and everything else. And I'm like, if you guys can race at Savage Trails, you guys can come to the graveyard and race this 2,600 foot track at the graveyard. So, keep that in mind, that if you can be competitive at Savage Trails, you can be competitive with King of the Deep at the graveyard.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we, and the other thing I was going to say is that when you go to places like the graveyard, now we've been there 3 years now, you go to these parks and you kind of develop this relationship with the people, the staff, the owners, the locals, and you just love them so much. You want to go back.
Yeah.
And then so then the next year comes and you're like, well, we got to go here. We got to go here. And then before you, so now we're at 8. And then, Steve's like, next year, let's do 10. I'm like,
Well, I can tell you guys right now down south, there is a lot of interest in King of the Deep coming down south, Louisiana, Mississippi, even in Texas. And I mean, this past year we were very close to being in Arkansas, so we're definitely coming out there. And we appreciate the parks and the people that see what we're doing and acknowledge that we're doing it on a level that we feel like is as professional.
Shut your
as anybody
mouth,
in the
Mr.
business.
Ron Drake with
No,
a 12.
And I'll do 12 as long as none of them are in June, July, or August.
Well, we've done something at Deep Creek in the past. We used to do all their events for them. We just didn't pan out this year. But hey,
Yeah.
if there's any park that you want us at, you need to go tell them. So
That's right. Well, I think we've hit all the bases tonight. We're not gonna keep churning this thing over, but once again, you guys are absolutely awesome. This event going 12, 15 hours away from home here from where we are to put on an event, to have that many racers show up from all over the nation to support it and race. We really do appreciate it. We definitely need a cargo plane. I have already thought about that. It's on the list. It's high on the list, but probably not going to be feasible for some time. But if there's anybody that would like to sponsor one of those, we are happy to represent your business.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, look, my brother Jonathan Linkus works for a plane company. I can't say which one because he's Secret Service or whatever he says. It says it's
He's got level 47 government clearance.
Government clearance,
whatever.
level 47. Yeah, he's stage 6 clearance.
Special.
Well, we're working on it. So that's what I'm saying. We're working on the higher ups. We're going to see. I'm going to see if they can give Trump a $400 million plane. Maybe I can find one for.
The problem is that whatever it is that would fit your machines, y'all just keep making them bigger. And so then it wouldn't fit anyway. Like you built, buy a plane and y'all are going to make it too big to fit the plane. Buy, 18-wheeler, you're going to make it too big to fit inside. I mean, y'all just keep making crazy stuff.
And get a lot of C-30. Go ahead and fly them in. But
thank you, Ashley.
Yeah, guys, y'all have a good night. We appreciate everybody tuning in, all the comments, and we really do have a good time with all of you at the events. And that's what it's all about. It's the people that we run these races with, the people that come to race, and the people that come to support us, become family. So we love y'all. We couldn't do it without all the support and all the people that make this possible.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you. And thanks again to our staff this past weekend. They put it on the line. Some of them were cramping, having a lot of trouble, dehydrated, but because they wanted to get it done for you guys, they really pushed through it, and we appreciate them so much.
Yeah.
There's one of them right there, old Dan Champ.
Yeah.
Good job this weekend, guys. Well, hey, we're out of here, and thanks again. We will talk to y'all soon. We'll try to do some lives in between just to keep everybody up to date on what we're doing.
Yeah, stay tuned. Standings will be up tonight before I go to bed. They'll be up here in the next hour or two. And so if you fall asleep before they go up, check first thing in the morning. We'll get those up there.
All right.
Otherwise, y'all have a good night. Thank you to our sponsors, everybody on the screen. We love y'all. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. And if you're interested in setting something up with us to do a little something, just send us a message.
Luke is already ready to go. Oh, I'm sure he is. I'm sure he is. Hey, that's the reason why we always say you can race up. So Luke's going to be the first 5-year-old. I don't know. I'll say this: a long time ago, Brian Fulcher's boys, when we first started, got them riding. TT and some of those boys were riding at 5 and 6 and 7 years old in the big boy classes.
Yeah.
So he can do it too.
Yeah. All right, y'all. You'll have a good night, and we will catch you here in another week or two and check in with you. But otherwise, y'all, take care.
Till next time.
Cool. Bye.
See y'all.